Acceptance. Acceptance is the first word that comes to mind even before I identify myself. Even before I elaborate, introduce acceptance. In this moment, acceptance of what was, what is, and what shall be. Now let's illuminate this message even further. My name is Sanaya, and I received the urge to pull out my tarot cards and start reading. I think it's amazing that I'm bringing in this new energy with the new year. It is springing into action with this fire energy, with this racehorse energy. We've had a great season of rest, of retribution, of reflection, of rejuvenation. At least we were given the choice to, right? So now we move into busier waters, with the busy bee coming to mind and the squirrel coming to mind. It is important to take care of our own personal matters, okay, rather than extend this energy outward and onward to others. I know for me specifically, ruthlessness, ruthlessness in my time, ruthlessness in my investment of energy, of what I'm consuming, whether that be food, drink, media, social media, conversations. There is a huge push, gentle yet very much there, for me to get serious, get ruthless about how I walk the walk. A lot of us are being tested. A lot of us are being challenged. A lot of us are being shown and guided towards different habits, new habits. A lot of us are seeing a lot of us are seeing the error of our ways, the mistakes. If you hear some barking in the background, that's the neighbor. Yeah, but all is well. Okay, so that's the energy that I feel that I'm going into with this reading, of just like fresh start, truly fresh start and acceptance of what was, what is, and what will be. Okay, so let's get started on the cards. Now, if you happen to just be stumbling across my channel, if you've never seen me or seen any of my readings, my name is Sanaya, and I sometimes come on the internet. I vanish sometimes, and then I reappear other times. But I do have the gift of sight, of being able to intuitively read energy, and so I do that with divining, divination through tarot cards. All right, so I not only do this online in videos from time to time, but I also do this out in the world. If you are interested in a reading, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can go to feedthysoulcounseling.com, and that's where you can find my services. Okay, so Spirit, let's look at the overall energy that we want to get into. So we have Ace of Spades in the reverse, and we have Seven of Hearts, Seven of Cups, in the reverse. All right. So, retrospective experiences, looking back on maybe half truths that you once believed, you once were maybe even gung ho about, right? So, this could be an idea, a creative idea that you wanted to take on, and you were excited about it, right? There was a lot of noise, there was a lot of inspiration, there was a lot of motivation towards it. But this energy started to get clouded, okay? If not, it was clouded from the beginning. Because, see, there were so many factors associated with this creative idea or this new job or whatever the case, new relationship or whatever the case, this retrospective false truth, it's proving itself to now not serve you, right? It's proving itself to now go in a different direction. And maybe it isn't that you weren't supposed to go that route before. Maybe it isn't something that took you off purpose, but rather it was something to serve as a catalyst for what you're going through right now, which is you're being handed so many different, maybe the word that comes to mind is opportunities, but what I really mean is that there's so many things to focus on. It's so much to involve yourself in. You can go here with it, you can go there with it, you can go there. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And that reality is such a collective, it's such in our collective consciousness that we know the instability of everything, that we know that the rise of AI and the conflict that's going on in the world between different countries and the economic exploitation of people who really don't got it like that when it comes to fiat and who are dependent on fiat to for their livelihood. It's a lot of exploitation. It's a lot of just hell like circumstances. And we are all being offered the illusion of, of what is truly important. What is truly important? Is it expanding your knowledge on what's going on in the world? Is it learning how to tote a pistol and defend yourself with a firearm? Is it stocking up all of your items in your home to make sure that if there was a natural disaster or a power outage or some type of thing where you couldn't go to the grocery store, you couldn't go get food, you had it at your home? Or is it calling up on your loved ones and spending time with those you love? Or is it doing you and not worrying about what the fuck is going on? It's so much here. It's so much distraction. And as I say distraction, I got an image where it really isn't necessarily, I mean, you can see it as a distraction, yes, but you could also see it as the reflection of what's going on inside of all of us, where we are not sure, where nobody knows what's going on. Everybody is just everybody's just winging it. And we have our individual faiths and senses of groundedness that help steer us in our directions. However, we are all out of control. We have no control in what this is. And at the same time, we have control in what we focus on. Huh. Isn't that interesting? It's as though this reflection of external chaos is reminding us of the value of maintaining an internal peace. And how do we find that peace? How do we gain that peace? Let's see, because I have my own ideas, but it's not about me. So let's see. Let's see what's going on. And I am congested. Yes, you may hear that in my voice. At the start of the season, I've been moving around a lot, and we are in the process of recovery. So we have the King of Diamonds, King of Pentacles. We have the Four of Cups. And again, I have my illuminated tarot deck, so they have these beautiful pictures on them. But what is this saying? Let me get back to what we were speaking on. Finding that internal peace. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and practicing discernment, like truly being your own auditor. We see now, we see now that at least in the northern hemisphere, in the Western world, the United States of America, or so it's called, we see that we cannot rely nor depend on anyone outside of ourselves to govern us. Okay? We see that those who have been given the privilege and responsibility to govern have done so in a way that is extremely corrupt, exploitative, and has been a part of where how we've come here today, right? With that being said, it is crucial that we say no when we feel in our hearts that it is not in alignment. When we feel in our hearts that it is not going to serve us, but that requires us to be really real on what is for us and what isn't. And for us to be really crucially real with what is for us and not for us, we have to have a great relationship with ourselves. We have to love ourselves. We have to cultivate that connection within ourselves. We have to have a safe place within ourselves where we can go and say, hey, let me check in with you because this just happened and this is how I'm feeling about it. And what we going to do about this? Like really seeing yourself as a higher version of you if you don't already. If you don't already. Or not even a higher version, just seeing yourself as your own best friend. We live in a world where people pleasing is the jam. People are praised for pleasing others at the expense of themselves. So we are dealing with a collective lack of self love. We are dealing with a collective loneliness. And because of this, there is, or not because of this, with this, there is not that connection, that deep connection with self that everyone has. That's something that needs to be cultivated in order to know what is right and what is not right for oneself, so that we can know what to engage in and what's not, so that we can organize into our respective parts. If you really want to be a part of this thing, if you really want to be an active participant in what's going on in the world, then you need to find your place. And that place isn't stationary. No, that place is your truth. In order to build that place, you have to cultivate that place. You have to cultivate that place. And it doesn't have to be a physical place, it could be a mental place, it could be a spiritual. Everybody's unique, everybody is different, and everybody's going to tell you what to do, just like me. If this is not resonating with you, then click off. Do not stay for something that is not for you. Now, caution, that does not mean that we are free to just go into our little holes, dig our heads into the sand, and not care what anybody else got going on. No. That just means being mindful of yourself in a space. Being mindful of what you got going on, what you don't got going on, in an environment where there are others with their own individual stories, with their own individual compasses and beliefs and behaviors and all of that. It's about getting real on what beats your drum, what's your rhythm, what's your frequency, and being ruthless in what you will not condone, what you will not be a part of. We have to do it our lives. Look, let me stop because I'm about to get into my own opinions of things. Okay. So, let's see. I think that's the message here. And there's a lot of background noise, so I want to keep it cute, keep it short. Okay, so I just ended up pausing because there was a lot of commotion going on the roof. So if you hear a bit of background noise, that's what that is. All right. So I pulled from the spiritual animal wisdom deck that I have to get some spiritual animal totems that we can look to. Okay. If you're not familiar with the animal totem thing, you can identify certain characteristics of an animal based on their personality, the way that they act out in nature, different things about them that you can take from it. Messages, symbolism. It's all symbolism and interpretation. What one animal may mean for you may mean something completely different to another person. I will just read you what I have and you make your interpretation from there. Okay. So the first animal that we have, funny enough, is the honeybee, the divine feminine. You are being called on to rise. OMG, y'all. The second spiritual totem is the hedgehog, acceptance. Embrace who you are. Embrace who you are. Wow. And then thirdly, we have the rabbit, sensitive soul. Sensitive soul. Strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. I think that is needs no explanation. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this quick read. Hopefully, if it aligns, I'll do more of these more frequently. I'm in a weird space with the internet right now, so I'm not sure how things will proceed. And that's something that I will pray and meditate on for myself. But with that being said, please comment and let me know what you thought. If anything resonated, if you have any questions, or well, maybe not. Yeah, if you got any questions. And share. If you got somebody in mind who you think of while you're reading this, please feel free to share. It means a lot to see the impact of what I do creatively, because I don't be knowing me. I don't be knowing. All right, y'all. Peace and love, and until next time.